What's beyond our reality is perhaps one of the biggest questions we'll never know, nor even really grasp the slightest inkling of an answer. But just for giggles, the premise works like this. Okay, so we're finite beings living in an infinite universe, which leads us to one inevitable conclusion. That which is finite, with finite sight, finite hearing, finite perception, can never really perceive that which is infinite. Because the nature of being finite is to be limited, and the nature of being infinite is to be unlimited. In the same way, try as one might, one cannot stuff an infinite volume of air into a single balloon with a limited holding capacity. Metaphorically speaking, one cannot fill their limited mental balloon with all the infinite air of knowledge that is in the universe. And since we will never get anywhere close to knowing the universe in its fullness, that is to say, we will never really get to know it at all. Look, just imagine holding an apple, but only being able to discern the upper right corner of its stem. Nothing else, not the fruit, nor the seeds, not even the whole stem, just that upper right corner, okay? Now, if that was your only frame of reference for a thing called an apple, and you were asked to compare it to something familiar, what would you say? I mean, you might as well compare it to a door or a fence, something wooden like a tree, which seems absolutely absurd to those who can fully see what an apple really is. For when one views an apple in full, they would naturally liken it to a pear or some other such fruit. This demonstrates how fundamentally flawed our sense of something can be when we do not have a full picture. And try as we might, we will never, ever have that full picture of the universe. So what then? Is it totally useless to even think of the question? Not necessarily, because even knowing one cannot answer a question doesn't mean there's nothing to gain by asking it. Because finite as we are, we can dream and we can imagine, and finite as those dreams and finite as those imaginations, they prove nonetheless that something that is finite can still be wonderful and even extraordinary. For example, imagine this. Imagine just beyond everything you can see, hear, touch, smell, taste, what have you, there lies something beyond the veil of what you cannot perceive, but something that could be discerned from other things which you cannot perceive if you had the perception. Okay, a bit confusing, but a good mental exercise nonetheless. The meaning is that just because we cannot perceive that which is beyond our perception does not mean that it is a singular thing. In fact, the great singular thing we cannot perceive may be a great many things. And this beyond the beyond may be just as varied and multifarious as the world we have come to know. There could even be intelligence, too, a sentience, and for lack of a better term, life beyond the beyond. Even though we cannot discern it from all the rest in the beyond, and we cannot perceive it, doesn't mean it's not there. And just because we cannot perceive it does not mean it cannot perceive us. Moreover, as its very nature would lend it to greater perception than our own, this sentience from beyond the beyond may even see us more clearly than we can see ourselves. It may even know your name, where you live, who is your mother and father and brothers and sisters. It may, in fact, be very, very well acquainted with you and know absolutely everything there is to know about you. And it may even be watching you right now as we speak. But hey, don't be frightened. It could also feel and love. It may love you better and more dearly than you love your own self. So to all those eyes and ears and faces beyond the beyond, I would just like to say, hi, hello. And even though I will never know you, I respect you and wish you well. For even as I lack the perception to know you, there may still yet be a beyond beyond the beyond. And those in the beyond beyond the beyond may very well see you the same way you in the beyond see me. And well, isn't that an interesting thought?